Right, it's the worst intro I think I've ever done. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the QLads channel. We are currently sitting 10:35 a.m. here in New Zealand. I have not slept yet, but this game is an absolutely massive one. The Fijian drawer, not the Fijian drawer, the Fijiana side. I keep on saying Fijiana drawer because they did win the Super W competition, which was absolutely awesome to see up against the Kiwis. For this matchup, we have Hello from Alaskan Lion. Welcome in, and Brandon is here. And the chat is like, how are we? We are doing all right. Although we are starting to mess up a few of our sentences. I think that 20 or so hours without sleep might be slowly catching up on me. But looking through at these two starting lineups, Fijiana for this game, Nagasau, and it is Solakoviti. She did very nicely in that last match. Donu, Riwai, then Naimasi, Nakoti, and Aluna Sau in that starting lineup as well. Then looking through at New Zealand starting lineup, once I do adjust the slide, is it going to, there we go. It has behaved itself. It is going to be Sarah Hirani, then also Teresa Fitzpatrick, Saley, Blyde, Brazier, I should say. Brazier, sorry. Brazier? No, I've had a shocker there. Kelly Brazier, then also Nathan Wong and Stacey Flula. And that starting lineup, I'm playing Rugby 22. And this is Alaskan Lion there. But looking through at the benches, Portia Woodman going to be one to watch out for in this matchup. And also, I'm going to say Taruti off the bench for the Fijiana side, because at this stage, the weather is starting to clear a little bit more, which does mean that loose passing game of Fijiana could be a massive key for them in this matchup. New Zealand are yet to concede any points in this Sevens series. They'll be looking to continue that streak up against the Fijiana team here. But currently, the new coach, Corey Sweeney, has recently taken over for the Black Ferns Sevens, and he's been doing pretty well for them so far by the looks of it, having a victory over Australia. That's a lie. Having a victory over the USA, and also having a victory over England in the earlier stages of the competition. But whoever wins this game, I believe, will be top of Pool C, because the thing is, Fiji only lost their game by 1 point up against the USA. Then they were able to get themselves a nice, big, comfortable win over the English by about 35 points, with Seta Hirani leading out her side, Nagasau leading out the Fijiana side. They're both ready to go. And also coming New Zealand, there's Alaskan Lion there, but now sitting out on the field. The USA, they were able to get themselves a victory over Fiji, but then from there, England, they did lose to Fiji 38 points to 5. What was a very awesome one in New Zealand. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier on, they have scored 69 unanswered points. And maybe, I mean, that's the thing. Fiji, if they score once, they're scoring more than once in this game. They are certainly a capable side, and they might be able to do some big things in this matchup. But now these two sides, they are ready to go. I'm excited. I last time predicted that it was going to be Michaela Blyde who did score the first try. She actually did. So this time I'm going to go Tyler Nathan Wong as the first try scorer of this match. If it is a Kiwi, if it's not, I'm going to say Aluna Sal scores it for Fiji. But Chisco Lopez is going to be in charge of this game now. And currently, Stacey Flula, she is back. They actually had a nice little piece on her before about the fact that it has been a long time since New Zealand have been on this Seven circuit, and they do want to make the most of it here. Now, Riwai going to be kicking off this game for Fiji. Now, they were retaining their kickoffs quite nicely. Petty Wagon has said morning as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. I hope you are excited for plenty more rugby on today. Sarah Hirani takes it beautifully. And straight away off kickoff, it looks like New Zealand are going to have an attacking opportunity. Tyler Nathan Wong goes on the outside to Brazier. She does end up dropping that ball, but Flula ends up picking it up nicely. Off now to Michaela Blyde. Has to run straight sideways to try and go forwards, and she's been tackled by Nakothi. Still going to be on the side of New Zealand. Sarah Hirani in the midfield, and they're actually talking about the fact that it is double figures in the temperature now, which is great to see, as it has been pouring down with rain, but now it's going to be a little tiny bit warmer, I guess I should say there. Now backline going across, Stacey Flula, nice flick off to Michaela Blyde. She is lined up by two players for Fijiana, including Aluna Sau, and also I believe it was Nagasau, who was the other tackler. Now trying to break through, still working hard for it. Saley. We wrestle down. The Fijiana side are not allowing any gaps to form in their backline, and also hopefully David does not come. This is Alaskan. I mean, as long as you don't annoy him, he's not going to time you out. I feel like that is pretty stock standard at this point in time, but now going to be passing it across. And the hands of the winger now, it will be the number 12, Sully, once again, trying to fend off One of the Fijian tacklers have bounced back on their side, and it's a little knock on from New Zealand on the ground. And now they are going to have the scrum feed for Fiji. And they just weren't quite able to make their way over. So that will be a little bit disheartening for the Kiwis early on, but they've got plenty more tricks in the bag of what they can try and do. But Fiji's defense was solid. They were forcing them backwards. And a couple very strong tackles. She tried to get up and go again. It didn't quite work up. And big up Kiwi lad says, Austin, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. I hope you are excited for plenty more sevens. The next sevens game that we are covering, I believe, will be one of the quarterfinals matches that are taking place at 5 a.m. New Zealand time tonight. So it is going to be a late night one, that is for sure. But now a nice run forward from Aluna Sal. Tries to find the offload. It was a risky one to go for. And now it's a little knock on from Fiji. And instead, New Zealand now will have themselves the scrum feed. But looking through, Aluna Sal, she is certainly a star for Fiji. She's only had 3 series, and she's been able to make the absolute most of it. Unfortunately, though, that one thrown it straight into the leg of Serahirani does, I believe, play for the Hurricanes for the Super Rugby Aupiki competition. Now that ball has not been able to go into that scrum because both front rows have gone down. And now they will have to have the scrum reset. 4.5 minutes left in this first half, and currently both sides very even. At this early point in time, both defences will be holding up relatively well. Like I mentioned earlier on, New Zealand are yet to concede a single point in the sevens competition. I feel that Fiji can change that, and it's just a matter of time before they are able to do so. But now Tyler Nathan Wong going straight through. Nice ball on the inside. It is going to be dropped, though, and now it's a knock-on from Stacey Flula. At the moment, this is just not quite working too well for either side. A lot of handling errors, and I'm cheering Black Ferns all the way. There's Austin there. Tyler Nathan Wong with a nice run forward, then popped that pass up with Stacey Flula. It just didn't quite land in the hands, unfortunately. She put it down. And it is now going to be the scrum feed for Fiji. So we've had 3 minutes or so worth of just back and forth handling errors and also a couple singular runs from the Black Ferns. But now Fijiana feed the ball in. Going to be available off the back for Rewai. Now nice quick step, and Donu's put the ball down. It's a knock-on advantage now against the Fijiana side. Now Tyler Nathan Wong trying to pierce that gap. In fact, no, sorry, I've said the wrong name there. Instead, it is going to be Saley, who has been looking very impressive for this matchup. That's going to be a good counter-ruck from the Fijiana side. They've got that ball back. Donu now passes it across. New Zealand going to have to defend this one well. It's a loose ball. Now once again in the hands of, it will be a Sorovoli. Oh, sorry, it's actually Silikoviti. Did have that ball there, Aluna Sal. Now it's a penalty to New Zealand, and also we got the halftime in my game. And also we got the house at Batty, says Gareth, into the chat as well. But currently 2.5 minutes left in this first half. Still 0-0 between these two sides. Imagine a 0-0 draw. I feel like that is something that certainly no one would have predicted for this one. But Nathan Wong, it looks like they do want to kick this one. No, they don't want to kick this one for the corner. They do want to go for this scrum here. So Herani, Fitzpatrick, and also Saley will now be going down for the front row. But the Black Ferns, they're trying to work out how to get through this defense of Fiji. It is not easy to do. Hello, very tired right now. Says Patty there. Yeah, to be honest, I was going to initially be staying up for about 28 hours, but I believe now, like after this game, I think I'm going to end up having a nap for like 3 or 4 hours before the Brumbies game that is taking place for the afternoon. But we are going to be back for Super Rugby. Brumbies versus Hurricanes. That is 4 p.m. New Zealand time. That game is kicking off. Then after that, I will be going back to sleep and then waking up for the next one. And also we'll get there. I say Lossie has said, how's your dad? Doing all right that I know of, I believe. Currently away golfing at this stage. And isn't it midnight your side? Says Gareth there as well. Although I believe if we're talking Paddy-wise, Paddy is also same time zone as myself. So it is an early morning start for us. And this one, and also Alaskan said why. And there, and also it's morning 10 a.m. here. Says Alaskan, but now currently another scrum feed going the way of the Kiwis. Tyler Nathan Wong, wide cut out pass now nicely to Michaela Blyde, who has finally got herself just a little bit of space, but Nkothi is going to shut it down straight away. Getting driven backwards in the tackle, now going short side. Flula considered it, but now has to go back across Hirani. Now trying to link up on the outside. It's out to Portia Woodman. And if anyone can score tries, it is that lady. She has scored so many in the past. And be wrestled down though now. And I believe, yes, just still on the side of the Kiwis. Now firing the wide pass. It was Hirani. Now off into the hands of Nathan Wong. This time Stacey Flula does take that one. Offload back up for Hirini. Does sell the dummy ducks under the tackle of Nakothi. Wide ball out to Michaela Blyde, who does slip. Then she gets back up and she will now go in for the first try of the match. And that will be the very first try of this game. Michaela Blyde looked like her legs were going to give out from underneath it. Tosaviti. And there as well says John, and also reckon that, okay, damn time zones, says Gareth. I agree 100% because time zones for me are something that I just never quite get my head around. It was nicely done by New Zealand. They have had a majority of the possession in this first half, so I feel if Fiji gets some of it in the second, it's going to be a lot closer. And also come to have a cone, and then I find at the top of my YouTube feed, I'm being stalked, and there says adult entertainment. And the good news is, I guess, for the next kind of 5 to 6 hours, we are not going to be streaming, so you will get a little bit of peace and quiet, I guess, before Super Rugby does come around, but that one's going to be missing away to the side. And the score with 15 seconds left in this first half, it will be remaining at 5-0. And yes, it's dry time, says Alaskan Lion. But Michaela Blyde, all-time tries in Canada. She is at the top, above of Portia Woodman, which is not easy to do because Woodman, like I mentioned a little bit earlier on, she scores a lot of tries. That one has just gone the 10 metres for the Black Ferns. Now Nathan Wong in the midfield, trying to link up with someone on the outside. It's a wide cutout pass into the hands of Michaela Blyde now, who does step, trying to make her way around. Stacey Flula almost ended up with a bit of obstruction there. Now Teresa Fitzpatrick offloading back to Tyler Nathan Wong. Great defense so far from Fijiana. And Braziler trying to find her way through. It's not quite working out. Donu has been able to make the tackle on her. I think she's got her hands on the ball. Yes, she does. And it's going to be the penalty. And also we have got there a little bit earlier on try time now, Nagasau. In fact, sorry, it's going to be Aluna So who did have that one. Now kicked him on from Nakothi. Has been tackled maybe a little bit late. Kicked into touch from Fiji, or from New Zealand, in fact, and it is going to be halftime now, 5-0. I mean, New Zealand will take that because it's been a very close game. Hi, I'm back, please, everyone. I only support the Black Ferns Sevens. Manawa in there, says it, Mark. And also we have got there, let's go Kiwi, says it, Justin. But Nakothi, she did end up going down. I believe she felt she was taken out. Maybe a little bit late, go the Black Ferns, says Cheese there. But it's a very close game between these two sides currently, 5-0 in favour of New Zealand now. And thinking back to that first game between USA and Fiji, I believe USA were up by about 14 points, and then Fiji just kept on firing and firing. So if they get, I mean, they've only had 3 carries in that first half, so that is certainly, if they get more of it in the second half, they're going to have a massive impact. I would think let's go the Brumbies, says GC, and also go Fiji, says Apele. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering as many of the games of the sevens as we can, men's sevens, women's sevens, and also the rugby union side of things we do cover on the channel as well. But currently New Zealand, they are ranked 11th in the Sevens circuit compared to Fiji, who are ranked, I believe that is 6th, I want to say it is. It kind of looks like an 8, but it is 6th for Fiji. And of course they were able to get themselves that bronze medal at the Olympics, which was absolutely huge for the Fijiana side. And now currently Nathan Wong looks like she might be staying out there for a little bit longer, or they might end up switching. That's the thing. Up against Fiji, they're always going to bring that physicality, and you cannot afford to take your foot off the gas for any moment throughout the 14 minutes, or else they do end up just breaking straight through, which is why I'm hesitant going into the second half for New Zealand. I know that Fiji are going to fire back very soon. It's just what time in this match are they going to be able to do so, but it will be kicked off now for New Zealand, who's top. And there says Gareth. So currently New Zealand are sitting at the top of the bunch for their group. And then in second, it is actually Fiji. And if they do, that one hasn't gone 10. Now it has. It's bounced up quite nicely. And New Zealand were almost able to get that ball back, but it's on the side of Fiji now. Waiting for it at the back. Brazier has forced the knock on. So nicely done. She's still trying to get the ball, and it looks like having a little bit of time off there. And also, so at the moment, I believe it's France and Ireland in one group, Australia and Canada in another, and then in the other group, it is New Zealand and now Fiji, I believe, as the next one. And also, we've got there, they could win. They're playing the Spacies, and there says Mark. And at the moment, I believe there's going to be a neck roll. So a yellow card is coming to one of the New Zealand players. Kelly Brazier, she's going to be off the field now. And also, we got that. Is this the quarterfinal? It is not, but there is a good chance that we will get to see both of these sides maybe make their way through to the quarterfinal, and then from there, hopefully on to the semis and maybe even the final angle. So we got to go back to the Hurricanes versus Brumbies. Let's go the Brumbies. Says Alaskan Lions, so we will see you later on, mate. But currently now they have got the advantage in favour of Fiji. They have got 6 women up against them. And now currently hanging on to this ball. It's nicely passed back from Rawai. Now Luna Sal trying to step. Great tackle there. No, Portia Woodman has been slipped off. And now running straight over the top of Luna Sal. It's going to be a foot race between her and Portia Woodman, who hasn't been able to stop her. And now Nathan Wong, brilliant last-ditch defence there from New Zealand. Portia Woodman straight in the breakdown. And New Zealand win the penalty. And also see you in there. And also the cup match. There's Mark, but that was brilliantly done by Nathan Wong. She could see that Portia Woodman just wasn't quite going to be able to catch her. So because of it, it didn't mean that she had to put in that extra little bit of a stride. She made a beautiful low tackle on Aluna Sal. And then from there, straight back up to her feet. Portia Woodman was able to get that women's rugby as empowerment to all young girls. Says Silosi, exactly right. Like, that's the thing. Fiji winning that bronze medal, New Zealand winning the gold medal at the Olympics, it just shows you. In fact, sorry, I might have that round the wrong way. Did Fiji end up getting themselves a silver medal for the women's side of things? Maybe. Not too sure. I might have that round the wrong way. But it just shows that no matter what, like, the women's game is growing. The World Cup is coming up very soon. The Sevens World Cup as well. Not just the Rugby Union. The Six Nations going on in England, Wales, Ireland, etc. at the moment. Sarah Hirini now passing it back. And we also had the first year of Super Rugby Aupiki, which was absolutely awesome to see. And I hope they do make a combined tournament with Super Rugby W for the Australian side of things. Nathan Wong, short ball after Portia Woodman, who is now going to be trying to back her place, but I believe she's going to be cut off very nicely in the end with the tackle from, I believe that was Davinia. Now, Michaela Blyde has a bit of a juggle and has gone down. She's not too happy with that one. She does put her hand up and apologizes. Currently 20 seconds left of this yellow card for New Zealand. And if they do end up losing this game, first of all, they have not conceded a single point throughout this season or throughout this competition. So if they do end up conceding a try, it could be the difference between a win and a loss here up against Fiji. But they will want to make the most of that yellow card, although I think they're back to 7 now in bronze. And there says Mark. So who ended up getting the silver? Was it Australia? No, actually, sorry. It might have been Great Britain. No, who made it through? Great Britain, I think, got knocked out a little bit earlier. Who was in the gold medal final with New Zealand? I can't even remember who it was. I want to say it would have been Australia, but I could be wrong there. And also, we got their Black Ferns go. So here's MH Joy. Now that ball is going to be fed in. It's a bit of a loose scrum now. Aluna Sal around the side. And I was aiming to check you later, mate. Bedtime for me. Says Gareth, so we will see you later on, mate. But it has been good to see you. Once again now, it's going to be Nakorthi down the wing. Good fend, but Michaela Blyde straight in there. And I think she almost was able to win the turnover, and she was asking the question to the touch judge of whether or not it was one. Now another good tackle made by New Zealand, trying to get themselves the turnover now. Going to be a lobby pass going up the middle. Nathan Wong, great tackle on Aluna Sal. And currently New Zealand's defence has been very solid throughout this stage. And also we beat France. And there, was it France? And actually, yeah, now that you say that, I remember Giovanni was doing very nicely throughout that tournament. And also alongside her, Perez was in the men's side for France, I should say. And now going off the back, still trying to pierce their way through. It is going to be Kavuru, nice ball on the inside. And now it's the try for Fiji. And that will be massive for them. And that is going to be right near the end of this game. Still 3.5 minutes left. And also, can you do a Super Rugby season, please, like you did in 2021, says Chiefs. Can you do a Super Rugby season? I assume we're talking like Rugby Challenge 4 there, the Chiefs. And is it a career mode, or is that just kind of anything, like all of the matches played along and just joined? Says Moist Layers, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And hope you are excited for this game. Fiji just scoring themselves their first try, and that is the first points against New Zealand that have been scored in Fiji women's side. Now have got themselves a 7-5 lead over New Zealand. If they do win this one, they will qualify just a little bit higher up. Okay, that's the stat. 14 times New Zealand have beaten Fiji. Fiji have never beaten New Zealand in the HSBC series. So this would be a massive opportunity for them. Little pass off. And now going to be back in the pace. It's a good run here from Kaka using her pace down the wing. Doesn't quite find that offload she was after, though. And New Zealand, they are back to the full 7 that they have got in Korea. I think you did last time in Black Ferns. And there's Austin now, Hirini. Ball on the outside off to Portia Woodman. She's going to back herself down the wing, close to the touchline. She goes out. A brilliant defense from Edwards Nagasawa, the captain of Fiji. And now only 2 minutes left in this game. And it seems like Kaka, she is certainly going to be one to watch out for. Sheree Kaka had plenty of pace down the wing, but it was a great last-ditch tackle from Kavuru. Was able to stop her. And currently New Zealand, they still need to find themselves some form of points on the board here in the next little while. Currently a minute 40 left. It's going to be now going down. They weren't quite able to get that turnover in the line out now. Nice offload here from Fiji. Now running up the middle, and it's going to be the woman who made the tackle just before, Kavuru. Looking for a pass. She got it on the outside. Now down the wing, Nakothi. It's a foot race, and it's going to be the try for Nakothi. This could be history made here. And Fiji may have just got themselves their first ever victory over New Zealand if they can hold on for another minute and 12 seconds. Yes, Black Ferns go. And there it says MH Choi, but it was a brilliant try there for Nakothi. Did end up going in for the try. It was a big fend on Kaku. Just tried to tackle her a bit too high. And then from there, unable to get the ankle tap. She smiles about it as well, but that will be hurting New Zealand. Oh, almost a juggle there on the ground. But of course, because of the AstroTurf, that kick is missed. So now there's a chance that this could still go to a draw if New Zealand do get themselves a converted try in the next 39 seconds. And it will be Fiji, I believe, who are kicking off the second half, or kicking off this one once again. But Pool C at the moment, this would have New Zealand at the top, or in fact, sorry, Fiji at the top of the group, I believe. Now it's kicked in behind, and they are going to be waiting for it. They are only a few meters out from their own line. Brazier, New Zealand, they do have to go about 85 meters here, and it's going to be a good run forward straight away from it was Titamaki. Now Brazier passes off into the hands of Sarah Hirini. Looking for the link-up pass with Portia Woodman, unable to do so. And Belamish, have you slept yet? Not quite, but I'm probably going to end up having a sleep after this one. Almost a juggle there. Great take, though, from New Zealand. And they've still got this ball available now, just looking for that next passing option. Trying to wear down Fiji's defence and going straight up the middle now. It's a good bit of a tackle, though. And now it is a couple of the younger players for New Zealand. Pori Lane having that ball. It's gone out the back. Now quick hands, Kelly Brazier off to Portia Woodman. New Zealand have not given up as of yet. They want a chance of being able to get themselves a try. And Portia Woodman is going to be able to do so. And that will now make the score in this game a draw between these two sides. And Fiji, they haven't beaten New Zealand before, and they will have to wait just a little bit longer till they do get to beat them. But I guess the good news is we're going to get to see both of these sides in the quarterfinals now. We will win, says Miriani there. And that right at the end, Portia Woodman does get very lucky for the Kiwis. They will make it 12-all, and that will be the end of this match. I don't believe it goes to Golden Point due to the fact that we are at the stage of non-knockout games, I guess I should say. So that is going to be full-time, 12-all between these two sides, ladies and gentlemen, and they will both be booking themselves a spot in the quarterfinals. Well, interesting finish to this match, that is for sure. But New Zealand and Fiji, they both played beautifully in this game. And now they will be looking forward to their next challenge, which is going to be in that quarterfinal matchup. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning into the channel. If you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like. Way to go, my Kiwi girls. And there says Justin. But yeah, anyone who is away, or not away, sorry, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to go like this. And we are going to go like this as well. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport. It is our other channel that we have got. And at the moment, we're on the road to 850 subscribers. We're getting extremely close over there. So if you do want to help us out, that is the link to be able to check out our other channel for ourselves. But currently, the scoreboard says 20 minutes through. This game is over, though. And it is 12-all between these two sides. A nice game, girls. Wins the quarterfinal, says Mr. Billy. It is going to be tomorrow, New Zealand time, 5 a.m. But we are going to be up for those matches. And we will let you know exactly who is sitting where in that department. I know that Australia and Canada, I believe, are the two that have been able to qualify for their group. And then also Ireland and France are two other sides who have been able to make their way through. But currently, England versus USA is about to kick off here. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. So it is going to be the first in Pool C, which I believe will now be New Zealand. They will be up against the second in Pool A. And Pool A is consisting of Canada, Australia. So I think it's actually going to be Canada who New Zealand will be playing in the quarterfinal, whereas Fiji, they'll be second and they will get to take on the second in Pool B, which is going to be more than likely Ireland or France. Mark Roberts, what do you think? And yeah, and also click like and subscribe. Awesome as usual. Amish says they make sure I appreciate you, mate, and go Fiji go. Says the Tendra. And yeah, the Fijiana women's side doing very nicely for themselves there, making it a tough draw, but that is as close as they have been to beating New Zealand on the World Sevens circuit. Perhaps in the very near future, they might be able to turn it into a win, and maybe it could even be in one of the final matchups. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. We will be back for Super Rugby a little bit later on tonight, and then the quarterfinals taking place from 5 a.m. in the morning New Zealand time. But thank you all very much. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is that pinned comment, and also the one that I have just put in the chat for the link. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for